I'm getting YouTube back up. We're back. Okay. Right. I'm not mad at well, no. Right. First, OBS doing OBS things. Series S doing Series S things. Short rant incoming. You know what the thing what most annoyed me about that OBS crash was? It just spoiled part of the newest ReZero episode for me, which I was waiting to watch until after this stream. Because I watch a reaction channel and it popped up with the newest video, which was the newest reaction to the newest ReZero episode. Sorry, I know, small crash out, but that's what annoyed me about that OBS. Anyway, back to the racing action. Right now, Hibbs and Gooday are leading on net as Flores still yet to make his pit stop. He has got to make it now. Into the pit lane, the Aston Martin will come. Box, 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 box. We apologise about the OBS crash, Twitch chat.
Pit window is now closed.
So as the timer ticks down, Flores in the pits, Hibbs leads, followed by Gooday, and then it will be Snai. Here we go. Will there be a switch of the Greasy Bandits down into turn number 2? They're getting closer and closer with each passing lap. Here we go, one more time. Further and further, closer and closer. This is where it counts. Greasy Bandits may do a driver swap here, switching the cars around. Ramsel, though, still trying to chase down Richie as he's actually got past. Now it comes down to Hey-Ho. He's made his pit stop. He's on cold tyres. He will be able to get those heated up and put them to the test. We've got 23 minutes remaining on this race. There will be no rain to come, which will be very unfortunate for those of us who wanted it, myself included. As right now, it is going to be Hey-Ho. We're looking to get past Richie. The Lamborghini looking to defend its position, trying to defend its stance, where it stands here in the race. But it's Hibbs who's leads, followed by Gooday, followed by Snipe, followed by Millington, followed by Stardog, followed by Ramsel, followed by Richie, then Hey-Ho, then it's Greaves. And it's Greaves, Varga, Flem Speed 1, Flores, Taylor, Saunders, Beck, Fat Bloke, Wolski, Unsworth, Craig, Millington, Craig, Old Sim Racer, Tucker, The Limiter, Smith, Sturrock, Best, Lade, and then Atherton. And of course, if you're new here, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. As oh, that's going to be a major mistake right there from the Ferrari in front of Richie. Ramsel made a mistake. Richie could have capitalised. It seemed like he did not have enough space to. Not enough time. Right now, though, it is big news. We missed it, but it's obvious what it was going to happen. Gooday has switched places with Hibbs to make it a 1-2 for the Greasy Bandits. As right now, this freeway battle is a nice and lovely one. As my camera is not changing. 1 sec. Why is the let me... Indeed it is Dan Davis. Bear with me a sec, chat. I need to reset my controller real quick. Unless it wants to... Nope, okay. Give me a sec, chat. I'm resetting my controller. Okay, for some reason, we are unable to select the options menu and drive. I can only select the drivers. So we're stuck with this camera, chat. My apologies. As I can't select options to get it to change the cameras. So right now, Taylor's there with them, trying to make his way through, as well as Richie, who almost gets Ramsell in that moment. As Dan Davis, welcome in. This is the first time I'm seeing you in the Twitch chat, in the YouTube chat this afternoon. How are we doing, sir? Who are you rooting for this evening? As right now, Richie is going to be on the defensive. Here comes Hey-Ho, down into Sunset. Lamborghini on the inside, Ferrari on the outside. Where these two battle, where they may not want to do it, but it's going to be a lovely move by the Ferrari of Hey-Ho. And he gets up and past Richie up at a P number 7. I know, right, Benny? Benny, I know, right, that this camera thing always messing up on us. You know what we need? We need what they have on PC. We need a third-party app with race control. That's what we need. But no, console won't allow us to have that. Like, just imagine how much better it would look with what PC has. Like, please, like, honestly, Rensport, when you come to console, AC Evo, when you come to console, please give us the same heads-up display for spectators as you do on PC, because it is unfair. And I think all of us who do the commentary, and who watch these console races can all agree, we wish we had the same heads-up display as console did, as PC does. Can we all agree on that? Rather than having to, not that the overlay is bad, it's a very beautiful overlay with whoever made it. Like, this is an offense to whoever made the overlay. It's a very beautiful overlay. It's just, when you look at this compared to PC, it's like, help. But it is very beautiful. Plus, you can see the sponsors. And of course, this is sponsored by Design Manchester and Audio Sport. I've done this so many times now. You know where it is. It's in the bio. Go check them out. And of course, Design Manchester does official SRA merchandise. I know, right? Like, no, to be fair, I know we're just having a conversation here. I know there's action happening on track. It's all calmed down a bit. This is why we're having a conversation. Matthew, please don't fire me. We're having this conversation. We like chat engagement. But it's like, you look at PC compared to this. Like, sure, PC still has to manually change the cameras, but they don't have the weird block. They don't have the weird block at the top. They don't have the weird block at the bottom. Like, the list isn't in its weird little thing with its weird scroll thing next to it. Like, it's just easy changed, and I don't personally, I don't think it's hard to implement on console. I think they're just too lazy to do it. Okay, I can change that. Hey up. Big map for you. Yes. Dan Davis, I can... The only thing I would change from the Project Cars 2 broadcasting is having it so we can sync it on keyboard like ACC, rather than having to go to the bottom and change the camera there. If we had that, if we had the Project Cars 2 broadcasting system with the keyboard bind and ACC physics, it would be absolutely perfect for both spectators and us commentators. As we've got 15 minutes remaining in this race, it's all calmed down a little bit, so we're doing chat engagement. And you know what? Since we're doing chat engagement, we're not going to get it because we're getting AC Evo. But if there was one thing you could bring to everybody in chat, if you want to respond, then you're available to. If there was one thing you could bring to ACC, what would it be and why? Personally, I would bring a livery creator like Forza. Because PC has all its custom liveries with mods, being able to mod and all that. But if we was able to have a custom livery maker, like a proper one, like Forza, it sounds crazy, I know, saying Forza for ACC. But I would say a custom livery one. Because just imagine the liveries you could create. As long as they're appropriate, because I know some people would make inappropriate ones. Hypercars is a good one. All I will say with SimPlay, big thing, key thing to remember, and we may want to try and implement it, so we're not just only ACC. Rensport is coming to console later this year, and we will have hypercars in Rensport. Let's go! Let's go! To be fair, I'll be real, I've also been looking into it. I've also been, like, I've got a few people who are mates on PC. Oh. Yes, real touring cars. Honestly, I don't care what anybody says. The Project Cars 2, the PC 2, I don't care what anybody says. This may be a controversial opinion. The PC2 LMP2s were the best LMP2s in any racing game history. That's going to be so controversial. But that's my personal opinion. God, Long Beach was so good. Honestly, it's a shame that Project Cars 2 doesn't have crossplay. It's a shame PC2 doesn't have crossplay. True. To be fair, question: Do we know when Le Mans Ultimate is coming to console? Because they said it would come to console, but do we have any idea when it's actually going to come to console? And before anybody says why we're doing so much chat engagement, look at all the gaps. That's why. Yeah, exactly. It's a shame. It's a shame, really. Like, to be honest, this may be a hot take. Again, I know. I know, this may be a hot take. Even though the handling model isn't the best, Very true. That is very true. That is very true, Matthew. This may be a controversial take. I know the handling model is not the best, but because of the pure selection of tracks and cars, if PC2 had crossplay, it would be very much alive today. If PC2 had crossplay, it would still be a lot. It would still be like, I get it's still alive. I know people still racing it, but I mean in like this, like a big sim racing scene like ACC. I think even though the handling model isn't the best, because of all the tracks, because of all the cars, I think Project Cars 2 would very much be alive today because if it had. Oh, who has the best livery on Pro-Am Grid? You know what? Let's go through the livery, shall we? So, we're going to go through these. You know what? I'm so going to get yelled at for this, but I'm going to go through and rate every livery. Good A. Very nice livery. Very green for Greasy Bandits. Only a tiny bit of blue. Personally, for me, I know it's an Aston Martin, but I think there needs to be a bit more contrast. There's not enough blue on it. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Hibs, on the other hand, it is the perfect mix. It is the perfect mix of the blue and the green. That livery right there is a 9 out of 10. Snai, 8 out of 10. Like, that is just a beautiful livery. The darker blue, the duller green, the black, which realistically is more carbon, looks absolutely lovely. That's an 8 out of 10. This is going to sound controversial. Too much white. Blue doesn't work. 2 out of 10. This livery right here, if we could get a proper eyes in it as we go through sunset. Why does that look like my time from high school? That's giving me memories of high school. That's getting a negative 10 out of 10. I'm not even joking. My tie in high school was exactly the same colour as that. The mustard yellow, the maroon, the blue. Ooh, that's a negative 10 out of 10. I'm getting memories from that. Hashtag not biased. Ramsol, same as the other one. Same as the other one. Too much white. Green doesn't work. 2 out of 10. Hey ho. Better angle, please. Black, red, silver. Can't beat it. 8 out of 10. Richie. Lots of silver, not enough green. 5 out of 10. Fat Bloke Racing. Now you see, the livery is very good, but it's not a custom one. So I have to give it a 1 out of 10. Because it's just an in-game livery. But if I was voting it off a livery, if I was voting it off an IRL livery, which I am, realistically, that livery right there is at 10 out of 10. Perfect, to the point, perfect sponsor placement, 10 out of 10. Varga for Malamus. Black, a little bit of yellow, goes over the grass to make it a bit more green. Black as well, perfect mix, 7 out of 10. Flim Speed 1, black, yellow, nice mix, reminds me of Renault, 7 out of 10. SimPlay Racing. SimPlay Racing, 10 out of 10 because I do commentary for the league. Roadrunners Motorsport, Flores. Blue is nice. Nice little lime green in there as well. The silver, nice. Probably better if it was black. Probably better if the silver was black, though, in my opinion. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Cloud9 Racing. Thunders, Cloud9 Racing. The blue, the black, the lime green. It's perfect. The glows. It's lovely. Stage 2 Motorsport. In-game livery, so I've got to give it a 1 out of 10. But as an actual livery, it's nice. It's perfect. It's to the point, but it's got Vodafone on it, and it's a McLaren, so it's not chrome and red, which does annoy me, so I'm going to have to bump it down to an 8 out of 10. Fat Bloke Racing, already said it. Unsworth, white, brown, orange, 0 out of 10. Now, here's the thing. I would be biased, because Restart Racing is my favourite BTCC team. However, it's got green on it, which makes me feel bad about it. 5 out of 10.
By the way, Matthew, seems as I'm rating liveries here in Pro-Am, I want to see you rating the Pro liveries tomorrow night. I want to see Dan. I want to see Dan rating the GT4 liveries on next Tuesday as well.
Obviously, if we got time. As Old Sim Racer is right there. Pure pink. Me. As blue flags, blue flags. I just saw it right there as actually Kane and Sturlot. Nice little battle going on here. Yay, Matthew agreed to it. If we get a moment, me and Kelly will go for it more. But I have a feeling Kelly will pick Audio Sport. I wonder why. Dan, I want your response. There is too many cars and too much action. That is true. I feel bad for you, Dan. Honestly, guys, can we get some appreciation for Dan? I know this is technically my time to do commentary, but can we get some appreciation in the chat for Dan? Because I've got an hour race here, meaning that we get these gaps forming where we can do things like this. Whereas Dan, he just has no time. It's only a 45-minute race for him, and there's so many GT4s. And he's able to keep up with it all. Can we get some appreciation in the chat for Dan? Because he's a legend. How the heck he keeps up with all of that? I honestly have no idea. And Dan, I hope you appreciate me always being at the back so you don't have to watch me. Don't worry, Dan. I think we all do. I think we all do when we finish with these races. Because I don't know if you can tell, my voice is also going. It's one of Give me a like on this stream. Indeed, give Dan a like. I'm still recovering from the one I did last night, Lexi. Thank you for watching. You're welcome, Dan. Back to picking later. I know why Matt wants me to pick the liveries, and yes, I am going to be biased about them. Episode Racing, Too Dark, 0 out of 10. Team TOM sucks. Lane is too vibrant, although I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Because we have the tribute with the pink, so I'm going to get that. Sturrock, blue, silver, black, absolutely pristine, absolutely perfect. Best, wherever he is, he's getting lapped. Car's a little battered and bruised, but that livery right there, and I don't care if anybody says I'm biased, I definitely am, is a 10 out of 10. Mainly because I voted for it for the Quantum boys. Yes, I'm biased towards Quantum. Don't fire me. I'm biased to Quantum the same way that I'm biased towards Quantum the same way that Kelly is biased to Audio Sport, and the same way that Matthew is. Damn, Dan. Damn, Dan. Like, jeez. Harsh. How dare you come at my Quantum boys like that? I was supposed to be racing for Quantum. But then I couldn't use the team name. Hence why LAR returned from the Project Cars 2 days. Right, anyway, we've done all the liveries now. So, back to the racing. Oh, yellow. Yellow flag in sunset, yellow flag in sunset, yellow flag in sunset. Who was that there? Number 4. It was Taylor.
Okay, the leader is on the final lap now. Give it all you can.
Kelly didn't get a say. Damn. Anyway, I've got to give the flowers. I've got to give the vibes. It is an absolute astonishment that they've done this again. It was P number 1 and P number 9 in race number 1 in the sprint, where my voice was not going off it, where my voice was not going into the ocean when Hibbs came home to win in the sprint race. Now he sits P number 2, 2.2 seconds behind his teammate. Gooday had an absolutely amazing race. A mistake from Millington handed it to these two drivers. They have taken it in their stride and they have taken it all the way as they come through the S's and down to hairpin. It is this chance, it is this moment, it is this man. He won the feature back in Bathurst. I'm going to save that bit. I'm saving it because I got a script in my mind. So as he comes through Cheetah, he won the feature in Bathurst. He won the feature in Silverstone. His teammate won the sprint here earlier on, and they now both come across the line to make it a 1-2. But only one man can come number 1, and it's to the top. It's Gooday, who wins the Kyalami feature race with Hibbs P number 2. Snai will come home P number 3, and without a doubt, it's formation all the way home for the Greasy Bandits. Right now, it's still not over yet. We got Saunders, who's going to be chasing down Taylor. My voice is going. As right now, down out of Sunset, into the left-hander. Saunders on the defensive play, into movements. Flem Speed 1 also still trying to get past Varga. Varga, though, is going to have it in his hands. We go back to the battle further back between Fat Bloke and Saunders. Saunders has got past. Fat Bloke losing out. Down into the final few corners. He goes for the dive. He goes down the inside onto the grass and gravel. Does go Saunders. He's going to lose out there. He was past. He's now made a mistake. He's going to lose out. And it will be Fat Bloke who will come round the final corner with that position. And it is amazing that it happened, and without a doubt they're still going on. They know Hibbs returned to the pit lane and we can't see him now. He's over there. Gooday. 3 feature races in a row. What else can I say? It's one hell of a drive. And whilst we wait for the guys to come in for the interview, I'm gonna go quiet for a minute or two because I need to rest my voice a little bit. So we'll be talking again when the interviews come around, because without a doubt, we're gonna have the Greasy Bandits in here. So who are we waiting on? We're waiting on Hibbs. We are waiting on Snai. There's Hibbs. The man who praised my slide yesterday in GT4. And who else are we waiting on? We are waiting on Taylor, Richie. Taylor, Richie, and Snai, I believe. So that brings it into the feature race there, and of course, I'm going to do this one more time because why not? It is going to be, that is round number 6, or technically 11 to 12. It is season 7. That brings it into the racing, sponsored by Design Manchester and Audio Sport. You can find them in the description down below on this broadcast. And of course, if you would like to join us at SimPlay Motorsport, head over to the Sim Grid, join the Discord, put in your hot stint, and then you can sign up. GT4s on Tuesday nights, GT3 Pro-Ams on Wednesday nights, and Pros on Thursday nights. Dan brings you the action over on the for your GT4s on a Tuesday night. Personally, myself, Alexa Marshall, I bring you your Pro-Ams, and of course, you have got Matthew Duffin and Kelly Davis, who bring you the action on a classic Thursday night for all the Pro action. We've got Kyalami coming up tomorrow night around this infamous circuit, which is known as many people's home on foot. And luckily, we do keep on going because, ladies and gentlemen, I can say this without a doubt. The calendar ain't done yet. We'll go through this one real quickly for you. We've done Kyalami. That's round 6 of this season. We've still got Imola, Nürburgring, Red Bull Ring, Alton Park, Watkins Glen, and then we round out the season on the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th of April at the home of SimPlay Motorsport, Donington Park. Every single Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights at 2000 p.m. UK time, aka 8 p.m. UK time, if you do not use the 24-hour clock. And of course, we've got the charity event coming up in a few weeks. More information available on that in the Discord when we race around the Nordschleife to fight against cancer. I think we get on with the interviews now, shall we? Who have we got in here? We got Hibbs, we got Good A, and we have got Andrew Taylor. Andrew Taylor, welcome in, good sir. Talk us through that race.
Which one? First one or the second one? First one was better. First one was better, obviously.
If you just want to talk about your first one because it's your best one, go ahead.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't want to mention the second one. We'll forget about that one. No, the first one was good. Managed to miss all the carnage that went on. So yeah, just nice to be back up the front again. Been a long time.
Yeah, and what was it like for you out there? Because I know that a lot of people probably expected rain to come, but of course it didn't. So what was it like for you and the car out there? Especially, you did mention that lap 1 incident in race number 1, which you were just about able to avoid. So what was going on through your mind after that crash?
Just staying out of trouble, not been in it like I've been doing. Obviously, you got yourself in a good position, so just head down, keep going. Try not to look in my mirror. That's my biggest problem. But yeah, it was good.
Fair enough. And quickly remind me what car you were driving.
Ferrari, 296.
The trusty Ferrari. So yeah, what was the Ferrari like for you out there? Because personally, I don't know, because I drive GT4s. But what was it like for you out there? And because luckily enough, it looked like Cheetah did not flip anybody tonight.
No, that was my biggest concern. I normally can guarantee I'm going to catch that, but no, it felt quite good tonight. Practice in the week was interesting. Got it settled, and then jumped in here on the practice, and it was completely different. And I was like, "This is a good start." So yeah, had a play about, and we seemed to get it working. So yeah, I was quite happy. Overall, happy. Just a few little silly mistakes in the second race, but apart from that, it was a good night.
Fair enough. And one more thing, because I always do this. Anybody who you would like to give a little bit of a shout out to?
Yeah, Kieran Argent, because he's not here this week. It must be a bad luck charm.
Fair enough. Then very well. I have no more questions, so you are free to go, good sir. Thank you for joining for the interview, and
thank you.
We shall see you at Imola.
Thank you.
Of course, we're going to bring in Hibbs. Don't think I was going to let Hibbs escape. P number 2 in this feature race and P number 1 in the sprint. Talk us through it, Hibbs, because how the heck did you pull that off?
No idea. The race 1 was a bit of a mess into the first corner. I I did get caught up in a little bit of it, but I think Rob was in front of me, maybe backwards on the grass. But yeah, I got through it without any damage, and there's a couple on turn 2 and 3, maybe a couple sideways people that I managed to miss. So before I knew it, I'd made, I don't know how many places it was, 10, 15 places in a couple of corners. So yeah, pretty good. I used my same pit stop tactic as the GT4s yesterday, leave it as late as possible, and that seemed to give me a couple places again. So yeah, all right, pretty consistent drive. I think I didn't end up on my roof on Cheetah, so yeah, not too bad.
I know that your teammate is in it, and I'm going to be asking him exactly the same question. But Greasy Bandits 1-2, once again,
yeah,
you lads are looking absolutely unstoppable. How did that feel for you and the team?
Yeah, really good. I kind of hoped I could have pulled away from John in race 2, but no, it wasn't to be. I had a few goes at the start against Steve trying to get past him. I couldn't without doing something, risky and taking myself out, off onto the grass or something. So I pulled over and let John have a crack at it for a bit. It took him a while to get past. I couldn't get past him again. It was the pit stops that I jumped him, and I jumped John somehow. But I tried to stay in front of him, but just couldn't. Once he caught me, we had a bit, or he had a move into turn 1 and went wide, and I went back up underneath him, which was quite good. And then, like an idiot, I ran wide onto the grass. So yeah, just backed out of it, let him go, and tried to follow him. Really, use his pace to pull me away from Sny and the others behind.
Enough. And of course, Imola next week, you've got all the momentum, it seems. It's a track which is hard to overtake, so it may be harder for you in the sprint race than it was here at Kyalami. But it looks like it's going to be a good one, Imola. And I'm going to double check the calendar here, because if I am not mistaken, it is a night race.
Yeah.
So very different temperatures, very different conditions, very different track compared to the ones we've been racing on recently. How are you feeling going into it?
Imola, I don't mind Imola. It's all right. Night races aren't. I don't think they're too bad. It's the wet races where I think I could come unstuck. So if it's nighttime and it's raining, then I could be in trouble.
Well, we'll have to wait and see, because it's Imola. It likes to throw up curveballs, just like it likes to throw up chicanes every single goddamn sector. So It's an interesting one, and I shall let you go, because I think everybody wants to hear from the man, the myth, the legend, your teammate, the man who has gone 3 feature race wins in a row, John Google.
I like that one.
You can find the quantum lads for that. Talk us through. Well, obviously, your teammate kind of explained it, but we would like to get your perspective on it. Talk us through your races. P number 9 in the sprint, P number 1 in the feature.
Yeah, race 1, same again. I saw it all unravel at the front, just trying to keep out of it. Unfortunately, Sam, I think it was, that got spun out, and I ended up tagging him. And then after that, it was literally mayhem after the next few corners. Managed to pick a chunk of places up there. Once we got through that, coming down the back straight, I could see Hibbs in front of me, so I was like, right, that's my aim, is to get behind him and practically use each other, help each other out. Obviously, that didn't end up happening because the pace in this car is just phenomenal. Yeah, later on in race 1, kind of had a little to do with the new guy. I can't remember what his name was. I've got to look back at it again just to see what was actually going on there. So I don't really want to be taking too much talk onto that situation at the minute. But yeah, race 2. My aim goal was putting it on pole. I managed to do the job, and then Steve and Hibbs pipped me. So, I mean, but they're close times. We've got a really strong front end of the grid. So it's literally going into the race and just trying to take it easy. Like Hibbs said, just use the cars in front of me to pull me away from the cars behind. I know Sny was pretty rapid around here, so my aim was to try and keep out the way of him. And yeah, nailed my pit stop. I think Hibbs may have jumped me through either changing tyres or not. I'm not too sure. I'll speak to him after. But yeah, it's just literally just use him to pull away again and form a gap and just see what happens. And obviously, yeah, come away from a race win again and fastest lap again, which I'm quite proud of as well. So.
I mean, obviously, you're talking about your teammate there. P1, P2 in the feature race. How does that feel for both you and the team?
Yeah, it's good. It needs to be done in this sort of level of racing. Like I've said to the guys before, I said it in Brands Hatch. The grid is so tight at the minute. So I'm saying to obviously Hibbs in the outer race, like just carry on doing what we're doing in each other's races. Just don't do stupid lunges and trying to stay out of trouble in race one. And then obviously we both know what our pace is like when it comes to qualifying and that. So it's literally just trying to put it at the front of the grid and just use each other to pull away from the pack. It's kind of worked in all three races, to be fair. From Bathurst onwards, it's kind of worked out in our favour. So.
It's been the Greasy Bandits game. You are the team to beat. And I think a lot of people will be looking, especially in that sprint race with the reverse grid. Nighttime Imola, it could throw a curveball with the rain. How were you looking forward to it?
Imola's a bit of a hit and miss track for me. Sometimes I'm good round it, sometimes I'm bad. I mean, I've only raced Imola once in the wet, I think. I might be wrong. But yeah, I think I've only raced it once in the wet. But also I do know that I'm fairly good in wet weather as well, so I really like wet weather. So yeah, I don't really look too forward into it, like saying, oh yeah, I'm going to get another first place. I'll just literally go into the race on the race day and just try and focus on the goal. And obviously the goal is to ultimately win the race, but just trying to stretch away these points in the constructors for me and Hibbs. So yeah, hopefully I want to try and do that again next race. So.
Yeah, fair enough. And anybody you would like to give a shout out to? I forgot to ask Hibbs. Damn it. Anybody you would like to give a shout out to, John?
Yeah. I just want to do a massive shout out to the guy that's not racing, obviously in our team, John Andrews. Thank you a lot, buddy. And yeah, hope to hear from you soon, mate. Yeah, and well done on podium winners to obviously today. And obviously, well done to you on the great commentary again.
Thank you. My voice very much hurts now. And that will be all from me. You are free to go.
Thank you.
You are welcome. So, ladies and gentlemen, like I said earlier, it is not done yet. Imola's next week. That is Dan Davis on Tuesday. I'll be hitting the track while Dan is in the box. I'll be back in the box on Wednesday night, and then Thursday night will be Matthew Duffin and, of course, Kelly Davis. But, of course, we got Kyalami tomorrow night with Matthew Duffin and Kelly Davis again. Mike, I know you're in here. Would you like to say anything? Matthew.
No, not really. Join us tomorrow night, as Lexi just said there. Kyalami tomorrow night. Myself and Kelly Davis back in the box. Sweet and Sticky will be there once again for the fantastic track here in South Africa. We hope to see what has been a pretty good week. I think that Lexi can back me up here. A pretty good week and dramatic week of racing, and let's hope it continues tomorrow.
Yeah, let's just hope there isn't a massive pile-up on lap number 1 of the sprint like there has been in the GT4 and Pro-Ams.
We can only pray.
We can only pray. But like we just said, Matthew Duffin is going to be in the box tomorrow night. Kelly Davis with him. Ladies and gentlemen,
This has been SimPlay Motorsport. I've been Alexa Marshall. Good night.